next guest is one of the assistant coaches, the biggest Packers fan on campus. Mark Durant will fight him. Cody Fueger. What's up, dog? How you doing, Cody?
Doing well. Suffering a little bit with the Packers.
I know. I wanted to talk about it. Because Zach Wilson and the Jets beat the Packers. And the Giants, got the two New York teams. I mean, those are tough losses right there.
Yeah, like you can't lose to those teams.
Yeah, they're 9-3 because of that.
Yeah.
They'd be 7-5 if the Packers had won the last 2 weeks. But
yeah.
Other than that, how's life?
It's good. Just basically got done with 2-a-days and got a whole new roster, 12 new guys. Have a lot of good things going on.
By the way, back to the Packers. I don't think I've ever asked you this. No. This has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Are you a shareholder? Like, do you own stock?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so when I was born, my parents got me, my mom and dad got me, stock. And then they also got me on the season ticket list. So when I was born, 39 years ago, I was like, 80,000 back.
Where are you today?
Of getting season tickets, and I just got it, and I'm 38,000. So there's still a chance that my grandkids could get the season tickets.
Oh my
Getting closer.
Yeah.
All right.
So not bad.
Wow. Wow. We need to call Bart Starr and hook you up here. Come on, man. Okay, so new season. You mentioned 12 new faces. How's the sort of chemistry and integration of those guys been? Because some of the guys didn't come until kind of the fall semester almost started, right? Kind of a late start, if you will. But it seems like that's going pretty well.
Yeah, it's going great so far. We got a lot of guys that just care about winning right now. But playing time hasn't been decided yet either. But they've been great so far and working hard together. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We got Spencer Johnson back there. He's just staring me down, making sure I'm saying all the right things.
He's hanging out. He thinks he's going to host tomorrow's show, I think, over there.
But
go ahead,
I was going to say, with so many guys, and obviously you don't play an official game for a while, as a coach, what are you wanting to learn about the team in these early practices before the season starts?
A lot of things we're looking at right now is adversity. Right, can they battle through adversity? So we'll put them through different drills just to see how they're going to react, and scrimmage, special situations, all these different things. On, when push comes to shove, where are they going to be? What are they going to be thinking about? How are they going to react? Making sure that we're all staying together.
Tell me about the 3 return missionaries, because I know Toolson had a foot injury. He's kind of catching up with his health, of course. But Richie Saunders looks massive for a freshman, 6'5". And then Dallin Hall was the Gatorade Player of the Year here. He's expected to be a good one as well.
Yeah, we're really excited about those 3 guys. That was really a part of our first real recruiting class at BYU.
They're finally here.
They're finally here, which is, crazy to think about. Like, I was talking to a couple coaches this summer, and they're like, hey, tell me about your roster, this and that. I'm like, well, we got, Tanner Toolson, Dallin Hall, and Richie Saunders back. And they're like, what? They're just trying to figure it out. Yeah, and they're like, oh, I remember those guys. They're like, they haven't been on your team? No, it took 2 years, So that's just a fun thing to talk about during the summer. But we're really excited about those 3. They're both really hard workers. They're all about getting better every day. They're in the weight room. They want to watch film. They're just a pleasure to be around. Tanner Toolson, he's getting a little bit stronger every day right now. Dallin Hall he's taking a step up every single day. You can just see it. He's got such a great IQ. He sees the play before it happens. So he's been awesome. And then Richie Saunders, he's just a workhorse. He just, everybody wants to play with Richie just because he's all day, every day, and he plays so stinking hard.
What we saw out of Foose last year was so incredible. I know everybody cannot wait to see what he brings this year. I wanted to ask you about Atiki. The word that always gets used is raw, just how raw he is. How's his progress coming along?
He's taken a massive jump from last year to this year. It's
pun intended with the verticality?
Like, both. Yeah. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I could have used that one. Dang it.
Next time.
Yeah. No, but he's been incredible. The way he's processing things on the floor right now, he's doing an incredible job, and he sees it way faster. He works so hard. He's been, it's just so awesome to see how much better he's gotten.
Let's talk about some of the returning guys that people are familiar with. Trevin Nell, shoulder injury, out for could be several months, perhaps the whole season. We'll see, right?
Yep, but he's been at practice every day, you know, leading the guys, been a shot doctor, right? Working hard, talking about analytics with the players every day. His leadership's been great. He's been an everyday guy, and that's hard to do, right? When your injury's there. But he was in there this morning with Coach Shork, and he's excited to get back as soon as he can.
He's engaged despite not being able to play. Like 100%. He hasn't just gone away.
Exactly.
Right?
Like he's involved in every drill. Like he'll come ask, hey, what are we looking for in this drill?
Wow.
He wants to be. You know, he wants to be a huge part of this thing.
And that's probably as important as it is for you guys as coaches to see that in the investment that the players. It's like we hear all these stories about when guys get hurt and they just don't feel connected. It's got to mean a whole lot to him to still be and have that type of interaction with the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome how much he cares, and he wants these guys to be great. You know, always calls them my guys. You know, he's awesome.
That's awesome.
Gideon George. Dabbled with the transfer portal, also worked out for a couple of NBA teams, but he's back, a guy with tremendous length, and we saw him really break out in the NIT in one of those games. Was it Northern Iowa?
Yeah, Northern Iowa. Yeah, he had, I think, 27 points, played really well. Gideon's taken another jump, too. His conditioning, he's really taken that to heart. You know, he's probably one of the most conditioned guys we have on the team right now. He knows that was kind of slowing down his progress at times. But he's been an everyday guy, and he's gonna take another good jump here.
And then let's have you awkwardly talk about Spencer Johnson in front of Spencer Johnson here in studio, as if he wasn't here.
Spencer is one of those guys that just walking around without a shirt on all the time right now.
He's on the cross country team.
Those 18 pounds of muscle. He's showing. He's gonna let people know about it.
He just tries to run into people now. You know, just walking through the hallway or whatever. He's just trying to run into people.
Just picking fights.
Yeah, he's always wearing cutoffs. You know, this is the first time I've seen him with sleeves on in a long time, so it's good to see him.
So we've talked to the players about the uniforms. I want to ask about your uniform, because we talked with Coach Pope, and it sounds like we're going to wear suits, you guys may be...
Preseason rhetoric.
You guys may be working on him a little bit. He said you guys had a vote, talked about it yesterday, and it's debatable now. It's not like for sure we're doing suits. You may have a chance here.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was the first time we've talked about it as a staff. It really doesn't matter to me at the end of the day, other than I'd rather not wear a suit.
So it does matter to you.
To be honest, yeah. I mean, they're not doing it in the NBA, you know. They're not doing it most places.
They are chill in the NBA, that's right.
Oh, yeah, it's all like three-quarter.
Well, post-COVID world is way more chill. With we have yet to do suits, calling games and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, football coaches, they wear, you know, sweatshirts and hoodies.
Cut-off hoodies.
Yeah. Baseball managers are wearing uniforms, right?
Literally wearing pinstripes.
I'm not saying we need to wear uniforms, but, you know, if we could kind of look like the NBA coaches, I think that'd be a good look.
I think you're making inroads.
It's good to know you don't have an opinion on that. With the schedule, what sticks out? Because this is going to be the last of the traditional schedules, and then next year it is World War III once you get to league.
Yeah,
Quad 1 and 2s every game.
It's going to be a monster. This year's schedule, honestly, you know, my mentality, I know Coach Pope, is just every game is big. Like, every game matters. You know, we got a scrimmage this weekend. That's all we're thinking about right now. Well, me
That's
personally.
a secret scrimmage.
Yeah, secret that no one knows about.
Didn't Seth Davis tweet out about?
Yeah, I think Seth Davis. I think Jeff Goodman. I don't know how they're finding it out.
Yet no one knows about it. It's just crazy. Secret combinations going on here. But the Bahamas, huge opportunity. Obviously, the Bahamas is cool.
Bahamas is
great.
Got
potentially 3 massive games.
Yeah.
Creighton's a payback, neutral.
Creighton. I mean, Missouri State coming in here, San Diego State. Just every game.
Again.
Yeah, every game matters.
That's a great game every year.
The fans are awesome down there.
Are you saying that sincerely or sarcastically?
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I love playing away games.
Good
too,
history
just because
there
and I love fans.
And BYU's won there a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah, it's a hard place to win.
2 years ago.
Yeah, there's no fans there that game though.
Oh. Well,
but
helped.
it was
a great win.
Yeah.
Charles Zabuo and Brandon Averett just crushing 3 in Viejas, which is awesome. Okay, this team's going to have the blue and white next week. November 7th, you've got Idaho State in the season opener on BYU TV. Shameless plug. What do you need to accomplish between now and then with this group?
I'm really excited to see what happens this weekend. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about and how we're doing there. We need to become a much better rebounding team. That's going to be huge for us going forward.
Because they're basically playing one post player in Foose and then Tiki. Those are kind of the 2 traditional bigs.
Yep. Very similar to our first year at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. Yoli and the gang.
Yoli and the gang, you know.
With Colby coming off the bench.
Yeah. By committee, everyone was rebounding.
Yes.
Right, and that's going to have to be a big thing this year. And we need a Tiki and Foose to be the best rebounder on the floor every single night.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really important for us, rebounding. And then our half-court defense, we're working on different things there that I'm really excited about, that as a staff we're really excited about. And then offensively, our transition, and then our kind of flow in our half-court stuff. So a lot of things, honestly, we're working on. There's not one specific thing. But it's just going to be a fun roster, a fun year.
But you like the trajectory that the team's on heading into the season.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious if you said no. You're like, no, actually, it's not going great.
Actually, the guys have been tough. Yeah. No, it's good. And then, like I said, how each guy's going to react right now, because right now we're trying to see if we can separate them at different times. We're kind of doing that during practice. So all that's really important going forward.
Okay, well, good luck.
I am really excited.
Well, good luck in the thing you're not doing this weekend. And we'll see you for the blue and white scrimmage next week.
Sounds good.
Good luck to the Packers as well.
Yeah, we need it. We need all the help we can get right now.
Yes,
thanks, Cody.
Yes, you do.